Welcome back everyone to Minecraft Pixelmon, a world full of gods, creatures with powers, abandoned structures to explore. Alright, let's get into the video. The goal was 2 dandelions, 3 cobwebs, and finally 3 eyes of spider. Together, this is a recipe for a pug's egg. I quickly launched myself into the closest forest and I grabbed 3 dandelions, fought all the spiders that were in my sight. This task took me 2 days and 1 night to complete, and once I was done, I returned to the breeding center to turn in my items to the machine. What I didn't know was that it would took me an hour and 30 minutes so the eggs were ready to, grab from the machine and just start hatching. So while I waited, I gathered more material so I could breed more Pokemon in order to obtain the best Pokemon I could have. This task was not short. It took patience and time. In Minecraft though, it took me a few nights to complete, but once the timer reached 0, the task was partially complete, because now I have to watch these Pokemons grow out of their eggs and see what type of IVs they have, and if their IVs aren't to my standards, then I have to start all over again and repeat the process. But while I waited for the Pokemons to hatch, I decided to work on my base. I first started by carving out a hole in a mountain. I made sure the door to the entrance of this mountain was huge compared to the regular Minecraft player. Once this was done, I went ahead and carved out some room. Then I remembered that water elevators exist, so I outlined where the water would fall and set out on a short yet frightening journey to the nether, where souls and magma wish me luck. After digging through rock, building bridges through lava, and traveling 1,000 blocks in all directions, I managed to stumble across a forgotten fortress. It was made from the same type of rock that I carved out earlier. It had many treasures, but it was dangerous navigating the building. Not only that, but the building was like a puzzle that was falling apart. I believe that I managed to find all the lost treasures that were hidden inside these old walls, but I'll never know. While on my way out, the first generation of eggs hatched. While looking for an exit, I stumbled across some ancient ores, some swords with curses on them, and some tools that were blessed by somebody who is for sure long gone or dead. Not only that, but a ghost creature surrounded by gloom appeared. After defeating it in battle, I obtained its soul in a sand substance. This is exactly what I needed for my base, for my elevator. But the task was yet to be finished. After returning from hell, I had to gather some kelp from the deep oceans so I could turn the useless falling water into its main source counterpart. Without kelp, I could not do this task so easily. Before starting the project, I had to know what type of land I would be traveling under. It was beautiful, the sharp mountains were endless, and somehow life managed to find its way to these peaks. As luck would have it, I forgot to bring the water bucket, so now I had to risk my life in order to reach the ground where the water bucket was left. I painfully climbed my way back up in the small hole I dug out so I could reach the top to start the process of building the water elevator. The first one was done. Now the only thing left to do was to build the second elevator, which would let me reach the ground quickly. But building this second elevator would hurt me in the process. But after placing the last piece of kelp, removing them, I was finally done with the water elevator project. Now, I could travel to the peaks of these mountains and back to the world effortlessly and somewhat safely. Once this first project was done, I moved on to the next one, which is building a bridge so I could reach the other mountains. Of course, for the second project, I need wood and lots of it. I mean lots of it. So I built an axe, traveled to a somewhat far taiga biome, and started chopping all the trees that I saw. I would have chopped the whole forest down, but the axe breaking apart stopped me. So 1 point to the forest and 0 points towards me. But for me, I had my team. Shed Ninja, he was quite unique. He had a power that I never heard of before. He could tank any attack as long as it was not super effective, but this power also cursed him. He was stuck with 1 HP for the rest of his life. But this cursed superpower is what allowed me to defeat a level 70 split bug. It was amazing. I started building the bridge, or not building the actual bridge, but building the entrance, because that's what I do. It looked cool, honestly, but the entrance ate up all my material, so I had to gather more. 1 point to the bridge entrance and 0 points to me again. On my way to gather more material, I found an abandoned castle. I scavenged the castle and took whatever seemed valuable. And on my way back to the base, the second generation of eggs hatched. Once I was back at base, I emptied out my inventory and placed the solid items from the castle down. Then I finally started building the bridge. It was kind of scary building a bridge that was hundreds of blocks above normal height. Honestly, I almost fell like 4 times while building this thing. But once I got the main foundations down, the main floors, I started adding decorations to make it look better. Then I started adding the walls to the bridge so I wouldn't fall to my death while running on this death trap. The walls were made out of stairs, trapdoors, fences, gates, and slabs. Another day has passed and the bridge was so close to being done, but it wasn't. It took so much material to build this thing, like damn. But once it was done, it looked so cool and badass. I really loved it. Of course the trees didn't love it. Neither did the forest. I'm now enemy number 1 to the local forest. He's gonna come, like, looking for me. And while extending the bridge's floor, the 3rd generation of eggs hatched. The newborn Pokemon were sent to my PC, but I just continued to build the bridge because all I wanted to do was to finish it. After finally finishing it, now I had a new job to complete, which is building my base entrance. As you can see, I have a real relationship with building a lot of entrances for some reason. I don't know what's up. So I dug out the door frame and the room so I could have room for my stuff. I have a lot of stuff, but I purposely dug the door to the other side of the mountain. After a full days of boring work, which I'm saving you guys from watching, I got the ground for my base built. Not only that, but I also built a staircase that goes around and around and around a log. I also hurt myself because I fell off it. Damn. But once I was back on top of the staircase, the sun began to show. It began to rise. It was beautiful. That's when I knew I wanted a balcony looking at that sun. So I quickly laid out the floor, the frames, the pillars, and everything else so I could try and catch the rising sun again. I also created the entrance for the balcony, which in my opinion, it looked really cool. I also decided to add a bit of spice to the building by adding some different blocks just to the bottom of the frame. I of course stripped the logs as well. Anyways, I started building my room, floor, and frame, which took forever because I kept running out of materials. I added a few decorations here and there as well.
Only what? I've got the strangest feeling. Now listen, Jim. Mr. Turner told you that housekeeper was a little...
Nothing. Oh, yes. No, it's not there. But I've got a feeling I've been in this place before. Everything looks familiar. Those windows next door, the fireplace.
How could you have been here before? This place is vacant.
I also added the walls to my balcony because I knew I would have fallen off somehow if I didn't add them. I also needed some walls for my base because I didn't want my base to be wallless. I needed my privacy, honestly. So I collected some wood and I started placing them down.
Game over.
And once I was done with the first floor, I went ahead and gathered some more material. Smelted it into glass for the entrance of my balcony so it looked cool because I like glass entrances. And once the sand turned into glass, I turned it into panes. And then I carefully placed them down, making sure I didn't misclick, because it would be annoying if I did misclick. And after admiring my work, I remembered that my base needed a roof. Or does it? Who knows? But actually, yeah, it does need one. And so I started building the roof, which of course forced me to go back to the forest, which again made me collect a bunch of more material, which was again annoying. But while I was out gathering more material, Blitbug evolved into Daughter, which was amazing. Now he was stronger and better. But in this forest where Blitbug involved in a daughter, there was a forgotten ancient city. It was ruined. It was crawling with webs and all this kind of stuff. It had cracked walls, cracked floors, cracked pavements. It was really old and overgrown. And it was also taken over by some people. I don't know what they want. But what I do know is that it has something to do with the story. But at the center of this ruined, old, decaying city was a statue. It was made of copper by the looks of it. And not only that, but it was Arceus, the god of all Pokemons. He was a powerful Pokemon. And somehow this ruined city is tied to him. But why was the statue here? What are these people doing here? I really don't know. I don't know why the main boss was here, and I don't know why he was guarding this golden cup. Does it have to do with Arceus or anything else? I don't really understand what the signs mean by like who's Archie and like what he fell at. But what I do know is that this place is important, and I'll have to come back here in the future. But once I do come back, I'll be much more stronger and better. And then I'll defeat everyone here and take back this ancient city. But my clumsy ass has to fall into lava first, man. Alright, come on. I was burnt to an ash, man. Just my luck. I don't even know how I missed that water source. Good thing I set my spawn point in that village so I could just quickly run over back to that ancient city. After collecting all my stuff again, you know, I decided to challenge a henchman just to see how strong he is, because I wanted to know for myself. Someone who's like 10 levels higher than me versus all my level 20 Pokemon who barely have move. Who would win? Who knows? Of course I didn't win, since, you know, I'm kind of weak right now. So now I gotta heal up my team. But after that was done, I decided that daughter needed to evolve. So after grinding, daughter evolved into Orbeetle. It was amazing, incredible. Now with Orbeetle, I have a strong psychic bug type, but all of this happened on day 45. I could also fly, which is like the plus side, you know, like the main reason why I want him, so I could fly, because I really hate walking, man. My lazy ass does not like to walk. But of course, and then it didn't go right, man. Like, it can't go right. Nothing could go right. I don't know how to control him while flying, man. I'm just stupid like that. I only knew how to go up. I didn't know how to get back down. So I had to fall in the ocean, man. But after playing around with my keyboard, you know, smashing buttons here and there out of frustration, I figured out how to fly. Now I could go up and down as I like. And of course, I finished the rooftop. Like, can't just leave like that. I like finished it. And of course, I have to have a cake in our base. Like, that's the most important part of our base. A base is not a base without a cake. So I borrowed some from the neighboring village. Like, I'll probably return it. Probably. And I have to do some running around real quick so I can actually eat the cake, else I'm gonna just take a slice, and that's not good enough for me. I have to eat the whole thing. Alright, thanks for watching, man. Come back next time. But in the next episode, one of my other Pokemon's evolved. That's all I can really say. Come back. Thank you. Subscribe, like, and comment. Thanks.